Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Negro, we'd have missed out on two important days, man. If any other day or weekend you could have left, you could have waited until after the election and then left and then went out of town. Negro, what's wrong with you?
That was a surprise. It was a good one. It was a good one. But I just said, like the family wanted to get together, so we all went on and all of us got together and spent the weekend together. So it was a big surprise for me. We just packed up our clothes and left.
Well, I guess you can do that when you retired. When you don't have no obligations whatsoever.
No.
Man.
There's all kind of stuff been going on though, bro.
Hey, who you telling? Who are you telling?
And it's getting really down to the wire.
Who are you telling?
Can you believe Iowa?
Hey, man. I don't know what to say about that Iowa thing, man. It's well, I guess it means something because of the lady who did the survey. If it had been anybody else, I think they would have probably wouldn't even said anything about it, or if they did, they would have kind of quantified it.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was just one lady and stuff and everything that doesn't have any she doesn't have any access to grind or haven't been paid yet.
That too.
Yeah, because the rest of them, I'm pretty sure they pockets is fat because they kind of kept the mystery going on for a while, but I guess starting late Friday and most of the Saturday and stuff, you can see that news started changing a little bit because they couldn't keep hiding. They couldn't keep hiding. It's
well, I read something that they said there's something like 80 polls out there and they all favor Republicans. Mm-hmm. So they was all favoring Trump.
Yeah.
So, making like that he's already winning. So they're trying to that narrative as well, and then of course his narrative, if he loses, then is rigged. So this dude ain't nothing but a traitor, bro. That's all he is. He ain't nothing but a traitor to destroy this country. That's all I can say. And ain't nothing really we can do about it if the people don't vote him out. Ain't nothing we can do about it. If he get elected, there's nothing we can do about it because they voted him in. And knowing damn well this man don't mean no good for not the average American. And especially the poor American. So, I don't know.
Let me give you my take on a guy who's been sitting here and hasn't been going on vacation and out lollygagging and drinking wine and having a good old time and packing their bags up and leaving and going places. I'm gonna give you the take on the person who's been sitting in this daggone mess and been floating around in all this soup. First thing, he ain't gonna win.
Oh, okay.
He's not gonna win. The next thing is we're gonna be in a whole bunch of soup and everything because he is not gonna lay down. He's not gonna go away without a fight. And he's got a lot of folks and stuff and everything who's getting ready to pick up the armor or whatever they need to create as much trouble as they can. I'll tell you what happened to me. We got yesterday morning. I got my Harris signs in my yard. Got a few other things in my yard. And Saturday morning, my son, he comes home and he's been out working all night, sits in his car, mess around, do whatever. He just comes in the house. And about an hour or so later, my neighbor, who just moved in about 6-7 months ago, she called because I had given her a Harris Walsh sign to go in her yard. Matter of fact, I gave her 4 of them. And I said, hey, you got any friends and stuff? You can pass them out because I had went to a friend of mine I knew in another county who had signs because in our county, which is in Cobb County and stuff, our Democratic headquarters had ran out. People were getting these signs, man. They ate them up. I mean, they were killing. The signs were going away like 40 going north. That's one of the reasons and stuff why I said it's I don't even think it's going to be close. She calls. What did you guys come out here and get my campaign signs? I said no. My wife jumped up and she ran around. What happened to that lady's signs over there next door and everything? I said, I don't know. We go outside. Guess what? All our signs gone.
What?
Neighbor across the street, they took his sign. Next door neighbor, they took 2 of her signs. They took our sign, 2 of our signs. Down the street, they took 2 of the signs. She started calling up people and stuff in the neighborhood and stuff who got Harris signs in their yard. Some son were going riding around here in our neighborhood stealing Harris and Walsh signs out of these folks' yards. One of the ladies and stuff and everything, she's the head of our Democratic thing around here. She built her a huge sign, man. That thing had to be at least 10 foot wide and about 5 foot tall, and she put it right upside her house. They climbed upon her house and took that sign. We were having one hell of a time. My wife was going absolutely berserk. You don't come in our neighborhood and pull this crap and everything, because you might as well be on TV because these folks got cameras all on their stuff, man, everywhere around here. One of them, later on in the afternoon, pulled out all the things, and man, they went on our Facebook page and went absolutely berserk. There were some Republicans who said, well, it might have been the trick-or-treaters who came around and did it. Hey, them damn trick-or-treaters happened on Thursday, 2 days ago. The signs were still there. You guys are lying. Well, they finally got one of the cameras and stuff, picked up, got the license plate on the car, got a picture of the 2 people who were getting it. There was a white lady and a light-skinned black man. I was stealing the daggone sign, and they caught him. Call a red-headed man. Don't come in our neighborhood, man, with no mess. These white folks go get you. Later on that evening, after I guess the folks found out because they was monitoring our Facebook page, and whoever told them and stuff, the Republicans called the people up and said, y'all better get y'all that stuff back over there to them people because y'all going to jail. It's a felony for them to come out there and do that crap. So they brought all the signs back and gave them mysteriously all the signs reappeared in these folks' yards. Even the big old sign, they brought that back and threw it in the yard.
Wow. So they didn't press charges on them. They just told them to get those signs back.
They kind of got weak after they brought all the stuff back. They said, well, we'll leave them alone. My wife was kind of upset about it. Said we should have had them arrested. They had the picture of them. I mean, it was a clear picture, man. They got, like I said, man, these folks got cameras all on their houses, so they picked them people right out. Got their license plate on their car. They know exactly what car it was and everything. Found out that these people then live in the next subdivision and stuff outside of our subdivision. They came over here and did it. They got him, man. I say that to you because when we first moved here, this was a Republican stronghold. Democrats didn't even run in the election here in this district. This is Newt Gingrich, old congressional district where we live at. Newt Gingrich was our U.S. representative when he was in office. He represented my district where I'm living at and stuff now. Tell you how Republican it was, conservative. People, when they start losing, they do crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And then Republicans is pissed off, man. This place is turned over. It is a blue county now. It went from crimson to blue. I will be absolutely shocked if she doesn't win this state.
Wow, I think so.
I'll be absolutely shocked if she doesn't win this state. I mean, absolutely.
Even all of the BS that Kemp has done.
Our governor has been slapped in the face by Trump. He ran his last election and stuff in the primary. He ran a candidate against Kemp, the governor here. In August, he had a rally here, and he talked about Kemp so bad it was a crying shame for 10 minutes in the rally. I guess his people who were Republicans and stuff finally got to that redhead Simon Gunn and told him, you messing up. You need that man to help you to win that daggone state. You messing up. Leave him alone. So Trump calls him up along with Lindsey Graham, who is the senator next door to us in South Carolina. They calls up Kemp and they make whoopee and everything, and they smoke the peace pipe. You don't do a man like that and try to embarrass him in public, and he forget that mess. Even though he said it, it was a business decision. You may not like him, but I'm going to vote for him. And the first thing he said after that was, it's a business decision. That meant that he's saying, okay, quietly, anytime Trump's ever came into this state, The governor hasn't shown up. He hasn't been at any one of his rallies. Not a one. Even after he said, okay, we might not like him, but he hasn't been at those rallies. He's been, and nobody in this Republican Party in this state has said anything about the governor not being there. He has not showed up. And it's been very few Republicans who are in charge in this state. The Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, he hasn't showed up in any of his rallies. They haven't came. The only people that have been coming with him is folks from outside of this state. And a few knuckleheads and stuff and everything who are on the lower totem pole, they'll come out and stuff and sit there in the rallies with him. But that's it. What did I tell you? He got a lot of they ain't got their full-throated support and stuff sitting there behind him. You don't stab that man in the back. He's a two-term Republican governor here in this state. He beat Stacey by not a big margin, but he beat her by at least 4 or 5% and stuff and everything. When the last time he ran for being governor, it wasn't close last time. So he's pretty popular and stuff around here. Even with some of the diehard Democrats and stuff around here, they kind of like him. But like I said, you don't go out and mess with them Puerto Ricans. You don't go out there and mess with them Puerto Ricans, especially in a state that's got damn near 1 million of them in there. You don't mess with them Puerto Ricans. You don't denigrate them Puerto Ricans and then have your campaign turn around and say, well, we didn't know he was going to say that. And then less than a week later, he stands up in a rally and said, we had a good old rally there in Madison Square Garden. Didn't you guys like that rally? So all he did was co-sign what that man said.
Yeah.
He co-signed.
No apologies or nothing.
Yes, sir. They got J-Lo out there. They got Rosie Perez out there hitting the stomps and everything now. They even put Cardi B out there. They had Cardi out there on the stage and stuff, man. She wasn't very articulate, but she got her word across. You don't let no bully do something to you. Oh, Cardi. I don't know how you're going to win, Ted. I swear, I really don't, man. He done shot himself in the foot. He mad in the SUFCON, man, because his people told him, so, man, you done messed up in Pennsylvania. You done lost that baby. His own people telling him he ain't listening. And if you look at his rallies, ain't a whole lot of people showing up. When you see this girl come out and the damn stadium is packed, 75,000 people showed up to watch her in D.C. She gets down here in Atlanta, and every time she show up, the place is packed. White folks, black people, all kind of folks showing up. All these daggone folks are showing up. She hit Houston, Texas and stuff and fill up a football stadium.
Football. I saw that, man. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, when you see that kind of stuff, that remind me of 2008 when Barack was out there running. He'd go down any stadium he went to, he fill it up. I remember he went to Denver, Colorado, man, out there at the Coors Stadium, football stadium. That place was 60,000 people up in there, and that mother was packed.
Well, let's hope she win, get to Congress, and they claim that the Senate races is the Republicans. That's what they claim now.
Well, I think that after November the 5th is what we got to worry about. Like I just said earlier, that old boy ain't going away. He's not going away, Ted. He got some stuff in his hand because he's sitting down there acting like a fool. And people don't act like that if they ain't got an ace that they're getting ready to play. She in the poker game and stuff with that rascal. She got a good hand, but this son of a gun got something that he got hid away.
Well, what is the possibility? What could he be thinking of, or what they're planning? Is it take over every capital?
I think that what happened on January the 6th ain't going to be nothing but what's getting ready to happen. He got some crazy folks, man, who are behind him. And when I say he got some crazy folks, just like I just told you about what happened here in our subdivision and stuff, these folks is crazy. Them Republicans is stone crazy, the one he got following him. They are fanatics for him. And they will do anything they can. Anything that man says. And I wouldn't put it past him doing anything. It doesn't go past me for them to go to these legislators and already got people in place and stuff and everything to create some havoc and stuff in this election, even after the election's over, telling folks and stuff don't count the ballots, doing all kind of stuff. He's trying to keep this thing as close as he can, because the closer he keeps it, the better chance that he got to sending that stuff to the Supreme Court, which he knows they're going to vote in his favor.
Well, if he wins Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania,
and either North Carolina or Georgia, it's all over.
Yeah.
Either one of them. If she wins either one, if she wins both of them, it's really over. She don't even need. She doesn't even need. If she wins North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, she doesn't even need Arizona or Nevada. They just an afterthought.
Well, there it is.
She got a good chance to win Georgia. She got a damn good chance to win in North Carolina. She got a damn good chance to win in Pennsylvania. And I'm pretty sure that some of them daggone news folks and stuff and everything are going to be sitting there. If they see Georgia go for her, and if they see North Carolina go for her, they going to be damn near close to calling it.
What do you think about Nevada and Arizona?
They don't need it. If she wins North Carolina, if she wins all these, North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, she don't need it. She don't even have to have it. She's already past that the 270 mark. He got to win. He's got to win North Carolina. He's got to win Georgia, especially if he loses Pennsylvania. He has to win those two. He got to win 2 out of those 3 states if he wants to be elected. You see her win North Carolina. If you see him call Georgia for her, and North Carolina for her, you can start cooking his goose. And if Pennsylvania goes for and everything, he's done. The only thing he's gonna be start doing then, he's gonna start telling his folks and stuff they cheated.
Mm.
And them crazy Simon Guns are gonna be out there doing all kind of stuff. Like we have no idea what he's planning and stuff for him. But he got something planned. I believe he thinks he got something planned. So that's what's going on. That's my thought and stuff in this whole thing. That's what's going on. I've been watching. I spent almost all last night, man, up watching these news folks and everything. I've been watching his rallies and stuff, and how many people have been showing up to his rallies and stuff and everything. And he been getting a lot of people and stuff, but they ain't them packed places like she getting. There's people out there who still want to follow that man. He's got 46% of this country and stuff and everything that's dead set for him.
Mm.
They dead set for him, and they're not going to let him go. Whatever he says, they're going to do it, and he knows it. He got him. But he's not. He's having a hard time getting over that 50%. Hard time. He done shot himself in the foot too much, Ted. That's my thought. I don't know. We have to see. And I'm hoping that some of the people out there don't consider Tuesday and stuff and say, well, she might be winning just like they did with Clinton, and don't go out and vote. You can't have that. She needs to have them people getting out there and vote, because most of them folks who are going to vote and stuff on Tuesday are going to be them disenfranchised Republicans who don't like what the fuck going on with him. Excuse my French.
Yeah. I'm still doing, I'm going to switch gears for a second.
Go ahead.
I'm still doing my research on the wealthiest United States Congress people. Now, the reason why my fascination about this is, and you know, I don't knock nobody for making their money. However, there's all kind of ways you can make money being in politics. Did you hear what Megyn Kelly said?
Mm-mm.
She said, after listening to Michelle Obama's speech, she ought to be grateful because we the ones that made her rich.
Doesn't surprise me.
What has happened to this woman? I mean, she used to be a very professional, even when she was at Fox, she was kind of halfway professional. And then she just went off on the deep end. And on her YouTube channel, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, nobody has her on the stations now. She's not doing any kind of news or anything like that, interviews. So I don't know. You know, it's almost like she don't get it. She's on the wrong side. And she appears like to be, I mean, I'm just saying from my own perspective, she seems like she was a nice person, a fair person to a large degree back in the day. I ain't talking about the last 5 years, but I'm talking about prior to that. I don't know. You know, you got, you know, when you look at that type of person, and then I look at Maria, I can't think of her last name, but she does the business channel. She's been on the deep end, off the deep end for the last 7, 8, 9 years. That's the reason why MSNBC got rid of her. And now she's with the Fox channel, business channel. And she's supposed to be a business news channel, but she talk about politics more than she talk about business.
Well, if you after you look at it, politics and and business are intertwined.
That's true.
They are, and the reason why I said that and stuff and everything is because when you you look at the those executives and stuff on Wall Street, and you look at the betting lines and stuff and money and all that stuff and everything, and when the money start leaving, and the betting lines start heading back toward Kamala's side and everything, then everybody now is starting to say, well, we don't know. But before that, when the betting line was more toward Trump, they were saying, okay, he's going to win. But now the betting line and stuff is headed back toward on Kamala's side. So that's where the money is at. I don't know why we allow Wall Street and the betting folks and stuff to determine who's going to win the election, but that seems like what's going on. Ah, man, this is
Have you
horrible.
ever heard of Kevin Hern, U.S. Senator?
Nope.
He's from Oklahoma.
Is he the guy that's running for senator there?
Well, he is a senator. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that helped do that immigration bill.
Oh, what you say his name was?
Kevin, I think it's Kevin Hern.
I don't think it's Holmes. It's something else.
Hearns.
Hearns. Nope. I don't think that's him.
You don't think that's him?
No, that doesn't sound like his name. I remember who you're talking about now because they was
Hern.
I don't think that's that guy's name because I think Trump was trying to get him to be some kind of a ambassador or representative or something he was trying to give him to be. And wasn't he wasn't a senator, he was the attorney general, wasn't he? Or is the secretary of state for Oklahoma?
No, he's a U.S. Senator. I think Kevin Hern is I apologize, he's a 62-year-old congressperson from Oklahoma. And worth $36 million.
Mm-hmm. You got that oil money, that oil money.
Well, see, this is the thing, the person that's running for Senate in Pennsylvania is running against a multimillionaire or billionaire. They said that their office is going to spend between him and the senator that's running in Oklahoma, those two Senate races is going to be spending about $300 million for a $250,000 job.
Mm-hmm.
$300 million.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But think about this. This is what I'm saying, that the American people, these people are, if you already got $35, $40 million, you got enough money to invest in whatever you need to invest in to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
That makes them oligarchs.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that I don't have to touch you, I don't have to go by you, I don't even have to see you. I don't have to concern myself with the working man. I might talk about the working man, I only see a few of you, but basically, I'm out of touch. And this is what's happening right now. A lot of these politicians don't even fraternize with the average working guy or average working person. You ain't got to be no blue collar. You can be a white collar. They're still not going to associate you with you because you're only making $75,000, $85,000. The point I'm trying to make is that the American people got to wake up and think about who is going to serve you And if they don't, you need to start getting engaged and calling these people up and making sure that they do their job. A lot of people, we sort of kind of, we ain't living back in the, well, I shouldn't say use this comparison, but I'm going to use it because it was a little bit more normal, but they was doing the same stuff they're doing now, but only not as much. But to me, these people are not normal now because they constantly want to make themselves bigger than what they are because they're there to serve the people. And I mean all the people. And now what they're doing, what they want to do, now how you going to have, and say it out loud that you're going to cancel the Obamacare. You're going to cancel CDC and take the fluoride out the water. Now, we know that fluoride has some kind of effect on the water, but it does save life and takes a lot of the different germs out of the water and that kind of thing because, it needs to be purified. So they're telling you right now what they're going to do.
They consider people and stuff, Ted, who are working class people, ignorant and dumb. They consider working folks dumb, and that's what happens when we allow money to get into politics. They consider they can buy their way into an office, and when they buy their way into the office and everything, they're sitting there in the heart of this country where all of the policies and stuff and everything that I did in Congress and everything will affect their bottom lines. And so spending $300 million to make $1 billion seems okay to them, or to help their friends and stuff to get money and to become more powerful. Because what goes on there in Congress and stuff, and what goes on there in our Capitol and stuff, affects Wall Street. It affects how people, where that money and stuff goes to, and they know it. So they're buying these positions and stuff in government. But just like you just said, if we are silent and don't say anything, then silent is consent, or you voting for them, you're consenting to whatever policies and stuff that they want to enact upon you. And that's another thing why most people are looking at this thing with Donald Trump and stuff. You are allowing him. That's consent. He already told you what he's going to do, and you still going to vote for him? Then you must want him to do this to you. And he's already showed that he don't give a crap about them, but they still want to vote for him. So those are the things and stuff, Ted, that we are up against. And I'm glad to see that there's somebody out there who is fighting out there, and somebody out there who is that is at least. And I know that even when she gets in, if she gets into office and stuff and everything, Ted, she's going to have a tough road to hoe to get her policies and stuff and everything enacted there in Congress. Because if, just like we were just saying, if they're looking at when the Republicans are looking at winning that Senate, and if they do that, they're going to hold up all of her daggone policy. And because I can remember, Ted, when Obama got in office, that black man got in there, Mitch McConnell said, I don't care what this man acted, we are going to stop him at every corner and not let him do anything. And so he didn't realize until the second term that the only way that he was going to enact any policies and stuff is by presidential order. It had to come, executive orders had to come out of the White House. That's the only way that we got anything and stuff done, because Mitch McConnell said, hey, anything he says, we ain't going to do it. And that's what he did. So it's very, very important and stuff that if she doesn't have the Senate and she doesn't have the House, it's going to be a mess. If Hakeem Jeffries and stuff becomes the Speaker of the House and everything, he can't do nothing unless the Senate and stuff says it's okay. The only thing that they can do is try to get some laws and stuff passed through or some legislation passed through and hope that they can work with the Senate and stuff, who may be the Republicans and stuff, to get these things and stuff done. We don't know. There is something to it that is happening in Nebraska that
Nebraska.
yes, sir, that nobody's been talking about.
Is that the senator that's running?
Right.
Democrat?
Dan something they call him. Dan, he's an independent.
Yeah.
They said that he might win that daggone seat there. And he was on
no caucus with neither one of them.
He said he was gonna be an independent. He was gonna stay independent no matter what. He said, "I'm gonna be an independent." By being an independent, that means if he doesn't caucus with either one of them and everything, they can almost nullify his vote. So, who gets the Senate majority if he becomes an independent person and they've got 50-50 there and he's not caucusing with anybody? So it's 49-49, huh? So the time vote comes with who?
Vice president.
The vice president, unless he decides to vote against it. So he's that other the old boy who was in West Virginia. He was that wild card for us. We're gonna have another wild card sitting in the deck. Munchin from West Virginia. He's gonna be another Munchin, a pain in our side. We ain't gonna be able to get stuff done unless he says okay.
I just wonder sometimes, Ed, do we really, you know, I hear you talking, you saying all of this stuff that's going on, and Mitch McConnell stopped President Obama from doing a lot of things, and we know that. And a lot of people talking about President Obama didn't do nothing, and President Obama tried to get a lot of things done, and it was always blocked. And it's almost like people just don't understand. They don't know what goes involved in the politics with these people trying to stop your progress that some people are trying to do for your community. You know, you got Congress people that introduce bills to help their communities, and they don't even get to the floor. It's not even discussion. And this is no knock on the military, but dag, man, you know, for all these years you're spending trillions of dollars, and then you know, I know we don't live in a utopia, but my goodness, man, it makes no sense we done talked about this many times. It makes no sense to have 500,000, almost 1 million people homeless. It makes no sense. I bet you go to some of these major top 10, 15, and maybe, I don't know, I haven't been to all of them, and maybe they're not reporting it, but I don't think if you go to some of these 10, 15, 20 top countries, you're not going to be seeing a whole lot of homeless like what we got. Will we? I haven't, I've only been to a few countries in my life, so I wouldn't know. I've never been to Switzerland. I've never been to Germany. I've never been to places like that. I've never been to Poland. So I don't know.
Well, most of those places and stuff, Ted, they have people who are poor, who aren't doing a whole heck of a lot and everything, but they provide services and stuff for them so they can have a place and stuff in which to live at. Now it's not the best place that you might want to live at, but they do try to keep their people and stuff off the street, and they have places and stuff for them to live. The problem and stuff in our country and stuff and everything is that the cost of living is so daggone high that if you making, and because the federal government is keeping the minimum wage so low, and they're not kicking that minimum wage up, most of the folks and stuff who are out there working and stuff, they homeless because they can't afford. They can't afford to buy a car. They can't afford to have an apartment. They can't afford housing. That's why we have Section 8 and all the other stuff. And then when they don't let the wages go up, most of the people depend upon SNAP, giving food stamps. They depend upon Section 8. And then all of a sudden, they're saying, well, we're going to cut this stuff out. Well, you already don't give people a, a living wage. So if you're not giving a living wage, at least give them some food so they can eat, they can do something, or give them some housing so they can be able to live. But they're not doing that. We have a society and stuff, Ted, that penalizes folks. Take a look at abortion. What's going on there? A lot of the women and stuff and everything don't have their children and stuff is because they can't afford them. So if you can't afford a child, why force somebody to have a child? But you can't hear them say that because I'm pro-life. But do you forcing these women to bring a child into this world and they know that they can't afford it? They can't pay for them, and the government is not allowing them to pay for it. They're taking away their food stamps. They're taking away all their way of living and everything, so they can't take care of their children. If you can't take care of their children, they're gonna put them in jail, or then throw them in the kids into a system and stuff that is abusing them. But you can't tell these pro-right people this stuff this because they don't want to hear that. Which is pro-life. Well, which is pro-life, why aren't you providing milk for these children? Why aren't you providing a place for them to stay at? Why aren't you giving them food? Whereas we don't do that, other countries and stuff do. And as far as our representatives and the people out there, Ted, they have gotten these folks and stuff who are rich, man, who are running for office, they've gotten very sophisticated with how they go out and tell people that I'm on your side, and they put money in specific folks' pockets, and then they tell their people, okay. Case in point, me and my wife this morning, Ted, we were talking about the old governor of them Illinois. I forget that old boy's name. He was a billionaire. He was a millionaire. And he ran to be a governor in Illinois. So Illinois is a Democratic state, and this boy is Republican. Oh, Rainer, I think that's what his name was, Rainer. And what Rainer did and stuff is he took his millions of dollars, and guess what? He went into Chicago and he paid this pastor $1 million to endorse him to be the governor of the state. The pastor, who was a very popular pastor there in the city of Chicago, had something like 50 or 60,000 members and stuff, and he endorsed him in front of all his people, so they voted for that rascal. Well, after he got in office, he ruined the whole state. It got so bad, they couldn't even pay the lottery. People put in the lottery, they couldn't even pay for it. They had to wait 6 months to get their money from the state lottery. It was horrible. But he paid this head minister there in Chicago, which is a Democratic stronghold. Hey, you put me in there. He put $1 million in his hand, and he controls 50-some thousand people. Hey, you might be able to win. And that's where the cookie crumbles, Ted. And I know daggone well, all them guys who got all that money, they doing the same thing. They going around there to these folks, and they slipping money in their pocket and everything to endorse them or to get these people not to vote and they win. What you gonna do?
Isn't it a fact that when these people get campaign money, they can use that money any kind of way they want to after if they lose or win?
Well, the laws are very loose, and a lot of them folks know that. And most of what happened and stuff with these millionaires and stuff, Ted, they're using their own money. They're sticking their own money into the campaigns, and almost like Elon Musk has done and stuff with Trump. Trump hasn't asked his members and stuff, his folks out there following them for any kind of money, whatever money they. Well, I guess in a way he is asking them for money.
Oh yeah,
he's selling because they got a commercial on now. He's selling gold. He's selling gold plated. It ain't a coin, but it's a gold bar, something and everything for $100. He's selling this crap to these people and they buying it. So he can put money in his pocket. He got these shoes, basketball shoes, and watches and stuff, and gold coins and stuff. He's selling that ain't worth $30 for $100. Oh man, that's Donald Trump. He too much. Oh man, they fall.
Well, here's my take on Donald Trump. I think the news people, because they are basically run by big corporations, and when he's constantly on TV, when he was president, let's face it, because he was doing more campaigning while he was president, because he was having rallies, because he liked to hear all the people be around him and all that. The thing is that it generates eyeballs and advertising. They say New York Times never done so well because they was writing about Trump all the time. So, I mean, this right here to them is a game, and these are people's lives. You're talking about somebody's going to get rid of CDC. Now, do I agree with everything that CDC does? No. Some of that stuff, who knows what's going on there. But there are people in there that are sincere and trying to find problems and get rid of all of these diseases, giving you shots to try to keep you from getting the disease and all that stuff. So I don't know. But I know this is that I know our children and ourselves got inoculated for a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is going on now? Why all of a sudden now they're talking about they don't want to take no more shots? Tuberculosis, whooping cough, all of those types of diseases.
That's because, and this is by a little small part and stuff and everything, Ted, there have been within and we got inoculated in the school system. The school system inoculated us, whereas now you got folks out there that don't want their children inoculated. They don't want them to put these germs and stuff in their bodies because their religion says don't do this. And it's just a horrible shame, man, that you're going to infect a whole lot of other people and stuff because you got 10 or 12 other folks and stuff who don't want it. So
like chicken pox.
You're right. You don't want it. They don't want to inoculate their kids and stuff from chicken pox. Or if there's any, that's why we were involved in that pandemic in 2020 and stuff, because we did not want to do anything about inoculating our kids and stuff and everything. And so many of us died and stuff from it. Nobody wants to really do anything about it. And they believed a fool who wanted to shoot them up with bleach.
or some kind of radar.
Ivermectin and stuff and everything, which is a horse, they give it to horses. And he said it was okay. He's the president now. He said it was okay. and, and and he had people and stuff in his organization who didn't believe in the virus. Well, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. But after he got sick, they took his butt to the hospital.
But here's the thing too though, and this is no knock on the, and I'm gonna put it in quotes, white Christians. They think he a man from God. He was chosen by God.
Absolutely.
What kind of
Those the fanatics, Ted, that's keeping that man in charge. If it wasn't for them fanatics, he would not be in charge. He would be irrelevant. Look at what's going on right now. They did an interview with the Speaker of the House, and he sat down there in an interview on national TV, and they asked him, was he going to support the CHIP Act? Oh, no, we're going to throw that away. We ain't going to support that. And then his people and stuff behind his back and said, no. Then he started, no. We're going to support it. And then they had to ask him, what is the CHIP Act? And he didn't know. And they passed this stuff into Congress when he was a congressman. He wasn't the speaker, but he was a congressman. What is the CHIP Act, Ted?
You asking me?
Yeah. You know what the CHIP Act is?
Yeah, I know what the CHIP Act is.
What is it? What is the CHIP Act?
What it does is it basically does a lot of things for the IT business and electronics and all that stuff. You have to have different mechanisms to make things work.
Yeah.
And what it was actually more available or made and designed
overseas in China. So they decided
not
that
in
they
China,
wanted.
but it was.
It was in China was the main one. They didn't want it to be produced, our chip manufactured to be made over there in China. That was the main one, but there was some other countries who made it too. But China was the main one that they wanted to stop from making our chips and stuff because they knew that they were putting something into those chips and everything that would allow them to control our electronics. So they moved the manufacturing here into the United States. And Congress gave money to bring it and stuff here, which created jobs.
Yeah.
And he said no. They beat him up over the head about that mess for man. We got some ignoramuses and stuff up there, man, in Congress. They'd have no idea what the heck they doing. No idea what they doing. And they being elected. This man is a representative for a district in Louisiana. And he has no idea what the heck he's doing. Oh, he's only there to make him some money, fatten his pocket, and to keep Trump in power. Why are they so afraid of this man?
That's a good question. I've been trying to figure that out myself.
I can't either. That's why I'm asking you. Why are they afraid of him?
I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why. Because he has a following that calls those people up and give them death threats. Many of these Congress people and senators, when they come against the former president, 45, they get death threats. They threaten them, they threaten their family. And you don't know if those things are real or not, really going to take action.
Well, I guess I got.
So I think what it is death threats too.
I guess I kind of agree with you because we got a Secretary of State here in Georgia. He still has his family, and he's a Republican.
Yeah.
This man has to keep his family hid. He's the Secretary of State because they done threatened him so bad, so I was ashamed. And they threatened the governor. But this man has a young family and stuff, and he can't afford to have anything happen to him. Some fool to come over there and do something to him, so he's hiding his family. It's horrible. And you're right. They do.
Somebody
His folks
needs
do
to,
threaten people.
somebody needs to come up with the technology, and I know it'll be abused, but the technology where you can track these numbers down. Because what happens is they get these throwaway phones, these ones that, what do you call them? I don't know what you call them, but they're throwaway phones. And you can buy them at Walmart or any place, and you can't track the phone number down because they can throw them away anytime they want to. And then you can pay cash for it. You don't have to, that kind of thing. So therefore, they don't even know who bought it. You can't track it that way. And so,
and you got these fanatics and stuff and everything who, even if they catch them and stuff, they don't get prosecuted or they don't care or whatever. They don't care about going to jail because they become a martyr. Like the gentleman and stuff who shot that fool's ear. He wasn't no Democrat. He was a Republican. Nobody says anything about that. This guy is a Republican. They knew he was. He was one of them militant Republicans. And he was the one who shot him. And they blaming us for it. The Democrats. So we be blaming them liberals. Them liberals
these
caused
people, I don't, and this is just my own opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't think these people are Americans, bro. I think they're foreigners that came over here just for this chaotic thing and build it up. It don't take a lot to persuade people, especially if you're prejudiced or you're racist or you're a bigot or you just mad at the world anyway. So it don't take a lot to persuade you. All you got to do is have a few leaders that are, a leader and know how to get people together. So if you got people from other countries that pass for white or even look like they're white or something, they're really foreigners, and they can persuade these people to act up the way they want to act up because that's what they do. And they get paid by Putin or whoever else. This whole thing is all about destroying America. And, you always had your KKK and certain groups like that, but this right here is getting so prevalent and enormous. It's almost like they're doing this to destroy the United States. United States. That's why VP Vice President Harris says we need to get together and unite. She's going to serve all the people. And if those people that are listening to her realize you don't have to join these fringe groups and come against the government. You are the government. You are the government. What you got to do is put the right people in there. Stop putting these multimillionaires in there and thinking that they're gonna fight for you and what your needs are in your community. Because these multimillionaires, they ain't gonna do nothing for you. All they're gonna do is keep the chaos. There's a representative who's in California. I can't think of his name. He was in Congress, and when Hillary Clinton was running for president, and when she was Secretary of State and all that, he used to come against her all the time.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Man, they ran uh, Kevin Nevin or something like that.
He's
Kevin's
one of them,
Nevin,
but
yeah.
this is not the one I'm talking about. The one
Okay.
I'm talking about is that this guy, he made his living by making little products for cars, and he became a multi-millionaire. Well, he got out of Congress because I guess somebody beat him, and then he got back in. So now he's back in, and that guy, I'll never forget, man. he caused more chaos in President Obama's White House. He was almost like that guy, the one that was trying to impeach Biden, talking about his son all the time. So these people constantly have these people that want to, they're not Americans, man. They can't be Americans because, if people will know if you're doing the right things. But when you coming against people on fallacious stuff that ain't even relevant, it ain't even got nothing to do with the American people, that's a problem. And I don't know why, but see, people, everyday people like you, like you and I, we keep up with this stuff. I like to keep up with it because I watch C-SPAN. I watch the committee meetings. I've spent 3-4 hours, 2 hours a day almost watching these committee meetings and seeing what they're talking about. Then I do my research on it and look at it. And I might not have my the names and all that, and I should do better with that. But the thing is, I can tell that these people are doing just for their power in the party to control the money, because we know that Congress controls the money. And they're doing this just so that they control that $5 trillion.
They're ISIS.
That's him.
They're ISIS.
That's him.
Okay.
That's him. I don't know if you remember. He used to come up.
Yep, I remember
He used to
they're
dog
ISIS.
Obama all the time.
I remember they're ISIS. Yep, I remember him. I just had to go. I did my Google search and stuff on him. Ted, we way past our time, man. Your final word here.
Well, my thing is, man, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be my final word for a long time. The American people, as a whole, to me, need to get engaged. They need to keep up with this stuff, but see what these people are doing and what they're not doing for your community. Because it's their job to serve your community. It's their job to serve the country. Not to commit all this chaos, unnecessary, fallacious crap that ain't got nothing to do with politics or policy. Don't have nothing to do with nothing. And they constantly bringing junk up that ain't got nothing to do with it. They spend hours and hours, millions and millions of dollars having these committee meetings about nothing, when they should be talking about policy issues, trying to audit some of these agencies, what they should have been doing. Now you got somebody talking about they're gonna come in and just snatch everything away, when you got so many good, working hard people working in government trying to do the right thing for you.
Oh man. I just wanted to throw something out here and stuff that I guess tomorrow when we talk and stuff, I'm gonna be doing some more research here, because I always thought that Saudi Arabia had a very, very powerful economy, even though they're moving away from oil. But according to some financial experts and stuff now, Saudi Arabia is going broke. So they starting to sell the
So
assets.
what?
They're going broke. They're selling their
Is that
assets.
because of the big city?
They said they are going broke. Saudi Arabia is going broke. So they're selling their assets. They can't, and the oil prices are so low, they can't do anything about it. And we want to talk about the BRIC Coalition. You know who the BRIC Coalition is?
We talked about it.
No, we didn't. Not BRIC.
We talked about China. We talked about Russia. We talked about Iran.
It's not
We
Iran.
talked about it.
It's not Iran. Iran's not in there.
Iran was at the commit. It was at the meeting.
Not the BRIC Coalition we talking about. That's a different group.
It's a different group.
It's a different group.
Well, I know Iran was there.
Nope, Iran's not in this one.
Who's in this one?
We got Brazil, Russia, India, and China. They got a coalition going on. They're trying to pull some resources together and everything because of Putin. And India is involved with him, not Iran. Anyway, that's my say. Man,
Well, you know, I'm gonna do my research on that.
Okay, please. Please. Anyway, we have to get the heck out of here, people. Oh man, I'm enjoying myself here and everything. I really am, and I'm looking forward to Tuesday night and find out, because I'm kind of getting wore out on this election stuff and everything. It thing got it under my skin, and man, I want to celebrate for at least 24 hours and then get back into reality again. I
Well,
want
if
to
it
stand
works,
out.
if it works
Shoot.
like you said it,
I want to go out and shoot off some fireworks and happy. And I know there's there's going to be folks all over the world who are going to be watching Tuesday night. They're going to be watching, and if what happens, it's going to be a world international celebration. I can guarantee you that. There are going to be people all over the world. They're going to have cameras in France and in Britain, Germany, Japan, South Korea, all of them. They're going to have big old crowds of folks standing outside. But just like your wife said the other day, them white women got to come through. It's down to them.
yeah, it's down to them, bro. That's all.
And from what we're hearing and stuff, they're the ones and stuff who are charging this Iowa thing that we're talking about. So them white women even in Iowa she got a huge coalition of white women and stuff who are following her. So she was right. You got to get them white women out. Got to get them white women out, man. It's a shame we got to put on a white woman to save us this time.
Hey, if they do it, bro, we got to give them kudos.
We got to give some kudos.
We got to give them kudos, bro.
They already making a big effect already, man. They kicking up some dust out there. And you got some of these Democrats and stuff, even Michelle saying to them, hey, you ain't got to listen to that knucklehead that's in the next room. He ain't in that booth with you. He ain't going to never know who you voted for. Because that Rockhead Son Gun said he going to save them no matter what they want them to do. That's an abuser. He's abusing these women.
He said, I'm going to protect you whether you want me to or not.
Want to or not. Whether you want to be protected or not, I'm going to protect you. Now, that's an abuser. That's the last thing I want somebody to tell my daughter. If she told me that's what he said, the first thing I'm going to tell her is, baby girl, pack your stuff up and get the hell out of there. Because that Negro don't mean you no good. Oh, shoot. Okay, people, we'll talk to you tomorrow.